Is a fight just about winning or losing, or does it leave scars much deeper than the scorecards? UFC fighters often say, "We don't just battle in the cage, we fight life itself." Today I want to tell you the story of two warriors. One is Charles Oliveira, who faced the most heartbreaking knockout of his career. The other is Ben Askren, who's now fighting for his life outside the octagon. Not long ago, Charles Oliveira stepped into the cage against Ilia Topuria. That fight, it turned into the darkest night of his career. Charles isn't some rookie. He stood toe-to-toe with monsters like Michael Chandler, Dustin Poirier, Justin Gaethje. He'd get knocked down, but he'd always get up, always fight back. But this time, something changed. One punch from Ilia Topuria, and it was all over. Charles admitted in an interview, "I didn't know where I was. My eyes opened and my first question was, where am I?" For a fighter who always swallowed defeat and rose again, this was a shock. Not just for him, but for all of us. In that interview, Charles did something rare. He openly admitted his mistakes. He said, "I didn't follow the game plan my team prepared. The plan was simple: keep your distance, keep Ilia away with kicks, take it to the ground." But Charles slipped back into his old habits, dived into a striking battle. And Ilia's power? It was on a whole other level. Charles has always believed in trading one for one. But Topuria's strength, that's next level. So can anyone beat Ilia Topuria? Yeah, but it'll take a picture-perfect game plan and the ability to adjust mid-fight. Max Holloway's fight is a perfect example. He disrupted Ilia's movement, landed oblique kicks to the lead leg. For a while it was working, but Ilia adapted mid-fight and landed a perfect overhand right, knocking Max out cold. That's what Charles missed. He had a plan, but didn't follow through. And in the UFC, 1 second's mistake can change your entire career. Now let's talk about another fighter in a different kind of battle, Ben Askren. You might know him for Jorge Masvidal's fastest knockout. But there's more to Ben than just a highlight reel. He's a decorated wrestler, NCAA champ, Bellator and one championship title holder. UFC literally traded Demetrius Johnson for him. But this May, Ben got pneumonia. It was so severe he needed a double lung transplant. From May 28th to July 2nd, Ben has no memory. He was unconscious. The updates came only from his wife. But just yesterday, for the first time, he posted a video on Instagram himself. He said, "I was unconscious for 2 months. Now I'm slowly recovering." Think about it, the man who fought in the octagon and got into the boxing ring. Now he's in a hospital room, learning to breathe again. We usually judge fighters by their wins and losses, but Ben Askren's battle, this is the realest, the toughest fight. He's not in the ring anymore, but his spirit, that's still undefeated. His story reminds me a fighter isn't just a fighter as long as he's in the ring. The real fight is with life itself. So today, we saw how Charles Oliveira learned from his biggest loss, and how Ben Askren is facing the fight of his life. Now tell me, can anyone beat Ilia Topuria, and how? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Thanks for watching, and until next time, stick with me, because here, the fight doesn't just stay in the ring, it hits you right in the heart.